Stop sign on a blind corner. Its purpose, to save lives.
I think he's dead.
This is the Purple Onion, a stone's throw from the university campus and the favorite haunt of a certain segment of the student body. Here, the conversation is strictly nonconformist, and the hot and cold soft drinks cost $1 and up.
Dumpsville, Stevie boy?
You're a busy little bee, aren't you?
I work here, remember? When you come in like this, it isn't a date, you know.
At least you could sit here a little while, Nancy.
Not now, Steve. The boss is watching. I'll bring you some chocolate later. It's good today.
The deal's off, kid.
What do you mean off?
You heard what I said. The boss changed his mind. Wants his money. You better get it up.
Where am I going to get $475? I'll give you the keys to my car, but I can't raise that kind of money.
You borrowed the money to buy that jalopy. You keep it. Boss wants his money.
Oh, Al! Al, you promised. You said all I had to do was get you the keys to my father's car.
Oh, I said that?
You said our debt would be canceled and it wouldn't even hurt my father.
No, who ever heard of a thing like that?
You said the insurance company would have to give him another car, and it wouldn't really hurt anybody.
You got feathers in your head, kid.
Hey, get out!
Hey, what was that all about?
I owe him a couple of bucks.
You still want your cake and drink?
Yeah, sure. I might just as well.
Happy to see you, Bill.
Nice to see you, Herb.
Sit down.
Thank you.
Well, what's in your mind?
Something I just read. Here, you read it. This morning's issue of the university paper.
Professor Lloyd summarily suspended. Not Daniel Taylor Lloyd.
That's right.
I studied real property under him. Wonderful man. Has he got a family?
He's a widower. There's a boy, Stephen, who's an undergraduate at the university.
Why'd they suspend him? It doesn't say what for.
He's been accused of hit-and-run driving, but he claims he had nothing to do with it.
And they suspended him even before the trial?
Exactly.
Oh, why haven't you done something? Call the dean of the law school.
Go to Trapnell? Why, just the sound of a man's voice makes me see red. As a matter of fact, I make him see red. You see, I want to help Professor Lloyd, not hurt him. Herb, you go see the dean. He likes you, as a favor to me.
Well, he isn't exactly my favorite law school dean either, for that matter, but... Well, I guess I can manage a simple question or two without getting into a brawl.
Well, it's very simple. I suspended Dr. Lloyd in order to protect the reputation of the law school.
I understand he denies having anything to do with this.
It's the usual thing.
You mean you've made up your mind, acted against him before even hearing his case?
The police have assured me that the evidence against him is conclusive.
The police have been mistaken before.
In this instance, I'm afraid that's too much to hope for.
I won't take any more of your time, Dr. Trapnell. How long long has Professor Lloyd been on the faculty here?
About 20 years.
About 20 years. Wouldn't you say that's long enough to have earned a little confidence, a little loyalty?
Just a moment, Mr. Maris. We've all had the greatest respect for Professor Lloyd. But we must think about the good name of this institution.
Dr. Trapnell, when I attended this law school, one of the first principles taught me was that in the eyes of the law, a man is presumed innocent until tried and found guilty by a duly constituted court. If you're so all-fired anxious to protect the reputation of this school, why don't you put into practice some of the principles you teach?
You can't speak to me this way, Mr. Maris.
I have just done it. For someone who wasn't going to get into a brawl, I'd come pretty close to it. I was still boiling mad when I reached police headquarters.
Hi, Counselor. Anything I can do for you?
Yes, there is. Who's handling the case against Professor Lloyd? Hit and run, I believe.
Oh, it so happens I am. Hit and run homicide. Has he retained you?
No, he hasn't.
So?
I studied under him at law school.
Not criminal law, I'll bet.
What do you have on him, Lieutenant?
Excuse me. Would you boys go to the lineup room now, please? So Lloyd was one of your professors at school, huh?
Not that tone of voice, please. I've just had it up to here.
Okay, Counselor, here's the story. 5:30 Tuesday afternoon, an old gent by the name of Wilson was crossing the street at Cynthia and Weatherly. There's a stop sign there. Lloyd's car came down Weatherly at about 60 miles an hour, hit the old man, and drove on. Lloyd's car was abandoned. 4 blocks from his house. Broken glass, paint, blood, everything matched.
Was Lloyd driving it?
He says no.
Why don't you believe him?
His story is so screwy even you wouldn't believe it.
What is his story?
He says he got home about 4:30, did a little gardening, fixed himself a light supper, did some reading, got to bed about 9:30. His car, locked, was in the garage. Nobody else drives it. His son has his own jalopy. Lloyd claims that somebody stole the car and the thief was driving it at the time of the accident.
What's wrong with that?
There'd be some evidence. Signs of a jumped ignition. Microscopic traces of keys having been tried, but there was none of that. The lab's positive.
What about fingerprints at the wheel?
Wiped clean. Door handle and the gear lever, too.
It still could have been a thief. Was there anyone who identified Lloyd as the driver?
We've got a sweetheart of a witness. She not only got the license number, but a good look at the driver. You see the men I sent into the lineup room?
Mm-hmm.
I'm staging a lineup. I'm giving Lloyd every break. I'm putting him in with men that look every bit the professional man that he does. Here's our man now.
Lieutenant?
Professor, I believe you know Herbert Maris.
It's been a long time, Herbert. How are you, Professor?
Fine.
My son, Stephen. Stephen, this is Herbert Maris, one of the best pupils I ever had.
Steve, hi. I understand you're in some difficulty, Professor.
Yes, it's a terrible thing. It was my car, but I wasn't driving.
Who's your attorney?
Well, I've been acting as my own attorney. Feel like a fish out of water, frankly. I never had any criminal practice. Arranging bail was quite an experience, wasn't it, Stephen?
When's the arraignment?
A week from Friday.
Well, I don't think it'll come to that. When I face this witness, she'll see she made a mistake.
Well, we're ready for us. Shall we get it over with? You want to join the lineup, Constable?
Yes, I think I do, Lieutenant.
All right, boys. Professor, any place in the lineup. Stephen, you want to sit down over here? Bring Miss Burton in. Lights. Now look carefully, Miss Burton. Do you recognize any of these men?
The third man, the one that's under number 4. He looks like the man who was driving the car.
Are you sure?
Well, the driver wore horn-rimmed glasses.
Excuse me. Do any of you gentlemen have a pair of horn-rimmed glasses? Thank you. Would you put these on, please, sir?
Yes, that's him. I'm sure now.
Are you positive?
I'm positive.
You ever wear glasses?
Yes,
When?
when I drive. Professor, if you let me give you a bit of advice, get yourself an attorney. Don't handle this yourself. Herbert, I know this is an imposition, but would you? There's no one I'd rather have represent me. I'll do my best, Professor.
I'm not going to let my father take the rap for a bunch of car thieves.
Now, don't get excited, kid.
Look, you know Al's last name and you know where I can reach him. Now, tell me.
You gonna go running to the police?
No. I'm going to tell Mr. Maris. My father's lawyer. Let him decide what to do.
Look, you're gonna get yourself into worse trouble than you're in now. You tell him, Nancy. Tell him to keep his mouth shut, huh?
Look, I don't know what this is all about, but I think you ought to listen to Cappy.
I want to know where I can find Al.
I don't know.
All right. Mr. Maris will be able to get that information.
Just in time, huh, kid?
Mr. Maris, out here, hurry.
What happened, Steve? It had been 20 hours, but Stephen was still unconscious. An operation had given him a chance for life, though only a chance.
Professor, this attack on your son means one thing to me. If you were not behind the wheel of the hit-and-run car, then there's some connection between the two.
My own situation, Lieutenant, is nothing compared to...
Professor, I understand the doctors are doing everything they can, but about Stephen, who are his friends? How does he spend his spare time?
Lieutenant, I'm ashamed to say I don't know. You see, from the time his mother died when he was 14, I've let him manage his own affairs. Felt it was good training for the future. I guess it worked too well. He's never taken me into his confidence. He's never asked for advice. He has a strong feeling for you, I know that. I saw his face when the witness identified you. Strange that it should take something like this to bring us together.
Professor, we found this in your son's wallet. Do you know her?
No.
Well, I'll check it out. You staying, Counselor?
No, I have to get back to my office. Call me when you have some news, Professor. Thank you. Can I help you, miss?
No, I made a mistake.
Would your name be Nancy by any chance? You are Nancy, aren't you? My name is Maris, Herbert Maris. You were coming to see me, weren't you?
No.
It's about Stephen Lloyd. He had your snapshot in his wallet.
Then he's been here.
Yesterday.
What did he tell you?
He wasn't able to tell me much of anything. He was too badly hurt. He may not live.
But what happened to him?
Don't you know?
No.
Let's go to my office. I think we should have a little talk.
He ran up a bill of $72 with Cappy, just because he wanted to be near me.
Cappy?
He owns the Purple Onion. I work there as a sort of hostess, waitress. It's kind of my job to see that the boys run up bills.
Kind of a charming sort of job.
It's a living. Anyway, Cappy wanted Steve to pay up, and Steve couldn't. So Cappy introduced him to this man, Al. Al loaned Steve the $72 and enough more to buy a jalopy.
You mean he loaned a college kid almost $500 without security?
At least half of it was interest. That's the racket Al runs with Cappy and a lot of others.
Usury is a crime, Nancy. Loan sharking.
I know.
Did you ever hear an automobile mentioned by Steve or by Cappy or by Al?
Yes, they had something to do with cars. They shipped them to other cities.
Something to do with cars. What they have to do with cars, Nancy, is to get some college kid into debt and then tell him he can liquidate the debt by handing over the keys to his father's car. Then they ship the car to another city, the owner reports it's stolen, and the insurance companies pay up.
Steve said he was going to come here and tell you everything and get your advice.
When was this?
Tuesday.
Did Cappy know this?
Yes, he warned him not to, and Steve wouldn't listen. And when he left, Cappy made a call to Al.
The picture's quite clear. Miss Beth, come in with your book, please, and get me Lieutenant Weston on the phone.
Tony?
Here's the address, 6870 Camrose Drive. Let's go.
What are you doing with that? Who are you? What do you want?
My name is Herbert Maris. I'm the attorney for Stephen Lloyd's father.
Get out of here. And you're fired.
I wouldn't work here if I had to starve.
Get out.
But first, I've got something for you.
A subpoena. Why, you no good.
I wouldn't do that. It might be bad for business. I'll see you in court, Mr. Cabby. Get in the back. I got the message, Herb. What's up? I'll tell you in the car.
Follow what?
So? So the kid's still alive. I don't see how it's possible.
You bungled every job I ever gave you. The whole operation stopped because of you.
Ah, this'll blow over soon. But if that kid talks, I gotta get out of town.
We handled 40 cars last month. We were going great. Now it's all over.
Look, Mr. Bailey, if you'll give me a couple of grand, I'll blow. I'll stay out of your way. I won't come back.
Al, you're right. You need to be out of the way. Let's go.
Where are we going?
My car's outside.
No, you're not taking me anyplace.
Get him! climb up on something. Yell if you see anything.
Weston! Over there! Hold it there.
Hey, this one's Al. They're trying to kill me, my own bunch.
You ready to tell us a story, Al?
You bet I am.
Where's the third one?
He's sound asleep. He'll keep for a while.
All right, gather them up and take them down to the precinct.
All right, come on, let's go.
No thanks, sir. Why don't you keep it? Matter of fact, I think I'll get you a badge.
Well, in that case, I might lend you a law book.